Have you ever listened to a podcast, read a book, or maybe watched a video of someone's speech or one of the inspirational teachers, one of their teachings, and you get so excited and pumped up and feeling like, oh my gosh, this is like the answer that you've been looking for to change your life for the better. But when you go to implement these things, it seems that your life starts falling apart by the hems rather than actually getting better. And you wonder, like, where did you go wrong? Either suddenly the people in your life have become super unbearable, or you've just become super agitated out of the blue. Hi, I'm Jacqueline, and we at Joyful Living Mindset are so excited that you're here because we believe that you have a special gift within you that's going to uplift humanity in some significant way. And we're here to help you navigate that journey and live your truth. I was probably 28 when I embarked on my personal development journey. And one of the first teachers that I actually just had this connection with and started following was Abraham Hicks, who taught about the law of attraction and how you are the creator of your own happiness and life. And when I heard that for the first time, I remember feeling so empowered and hopeful because up until then, I always felt like I was an unlucky person where my life was just a series of one challenge after another. And so when I listened to Abraham Hicks' teachings for the first time in my life, I just felt like, oh my gosh, I can really change my life because I am the master of my own destiny, and I get to create whatever life that I want to be living. And I was so super excited. But when I started to embrace and apply some of those teachings into my life, every morning I would wake up and I would just ground myself in these powerful teachings and reminders of a new truth of how my life could be, right? It's just filled with all these possibilities. But inevitably, as I progress through the day, either it's something that my husband said or something that somebody at work did or said, or my family, inevitably something will happen that will just jolt me right out of that like ball of peace and serenity and hopefulness and joy. And I just become so aggravated and angry. It seems as if I'm like angry with everybody around me. And what I find is that oftentimes when other people are not behaving in the way that we are expecting them to or wanting them to, we allow their misaligned behaviors to pull us out of our own alignment. And so do you sometimes feel so frustrated that you're trying everything that you can and putting in so much energy and time and effort into changing your life, but it just seems to backfire on you instead? And you're left thinking that perhaps change seems pointless and not worth the effort. Well, in cases like that, many people will default to thinking that there's something wrong with them. Either they've applied the teachings incorrectly, that they did something wrong in the process, or they didn't understand the teaching completely, or that maybe, just maybe, this life of happiness and abundance is just not meant for them. It's meant for others, but maybe not meant for them. And I remember feeling that way myself in my early days and years even in my personal development growth. But over the years, I've realized something that was really a game changer for me, because I realized that the whole reason why when you first enter into your personal development journey, things may seem to really, like chaos seems to break loose, and your life just seems to be like one thing falling apart after another, like falling apart at the seams before it even gets any better. And the reason why that is happening is because as you are embarking on the personal development and personal growth journey, you yourself are in the process of changing and becoming a new version of yourself. And oftentimes, the people in your lives just haven't caught up to you yet. So that's why you get easily irritated with them, because now in your new awareness and new focus on growth and the becoming of your next best version, you look back and you are more aware of the contrast. Like the contrast becomes very blatantly obvious to you and reminds you of that's your life before, where you were and where you no longer have tolerance for. And that's really what's going on. And the key here, and I honestly wish that somebody would have spelled this out to me back then, because it would have saved me so much time, grief, and headache, is that to understand that during this phase, it is so critical that you focus on stabilizing your state of being and who you are becoming, like changing you and becoming that next best version of you first, before focusing on changing other people or your circumstances or environment. Like that to me was huge, and it took me such a long time to realize that, because that's really the underlying secret of change and growth, is that you have to be so solid and focus on building that solid foundation of your own growth before things in your external environment can change. Because your external environment, including the people in your lives and the circumstances that you are living and experiencing in your life, is a reflection of what's going on inside of you. And so if you want to change that external environment, you have to first focus on changing what's going on inside. And most people, where they get this wrong, and trust me, I have been there many times as well, is that we jump on the bandwagon of finding that next best solution or strategy to change our circumstances, change our relationship, get a promotion or make more money, and all of that. We focus on the strategy to change our external environment rather than the strategies that's going to build a solid foundation of changing who we are on the inside and who we're becoming. And what that looks like is this kind of three things, right? It's really about reconnecting with your spirituality. Now, it could be different for many of us, right? Some of us believe in God, some of us believe in Buddha, some of us believe in another higher intelligence and power. Some of us believe in nature, right? So whatever it is that you believe in, that higher power that you believe in, to be able to reconnect to that as your source of strength, as you are pursuing and going on, traveling on this personal growth journey, because you're venturing into the unknown and uncertainty. And so you need a higher power that you can really hang on to as a source of strength and certainty as you're navigating this journey of uncertainty and growth for you. And then second thing is that learning to love and appreciate who you are, your relationship with yourself, so that you can tame the inner critic, right? That internal chatter, that internal dialogue that you have with yourself, oftentimes at an unconscious level, that constantly is going, that beating yourself up, pressuring yourself to do more, be more, have more, that's constantly going, nonstop, 24/7. But if you stop to learn to love and appreciate and accept all of who you are and start to develop and nurture your relationship with you, then you start to tame that voice of doubt and fear and worry and anxiety into the voice of love and hope and inspiration. And then the third is to ground yourself in gratitude, because when you are more appreciative of things or people and you find more reasons to generate gratitude within you, you're sending messages out to the universe that you want more of that in your life. It's just like, if you are going over to someone's house for dinner and they made you a dish and you try it, it's like, oh my God, this is so good. And they'll immediately ask you, would you like some more? Right? And so that's the same thing that happens in the universe. When you express more gratitude for what you do have, knowing that you do want more, you do want change, and you are eagerly anticipating and looking forward to that. But in the meantime, you are very, very thankful for what you do have, because learning to be thankful for what you do have brings more of what you want into your physical space. And when you're able to do all of these three things, you start to develop mental resilience and deeper compassion for yourself and others. And you start to inspire others to show up as their next best version, because you are modeling to them how it's done and inspiring them to do so. And not only that, but when you are able to consistently maintain this feeling of love, of joy, of peace, of gratitude within you, that is when you start to create this energetic and momentum shift within you that you're emitting out to the higher universe. And that's when you start to attract people, things, circumstances, opportunities that match that energetic resonance that you are emitting out, and to change the circumstances that you are living in the physical reality and environment. Again, that right there, like that took me so long to understand and kind of grasp my mind around. And I just hope that I wish that someone back then would have spelled out to me in that level of detail so that I can really grasp my mind around, because I'm a very thorough learner. And for me, that helped me to understand, like, oh, okay, so really, even though I want to change my life, I'm pursuing personal development growth, yes, to elevate my life and my career, my business, my relationship, or whatever it is, but it first has to start internally, right? And I have to first be so grounded in who I'm becoming and so grounded in stabilizing and building this solid foundation of growth for me in order to attract what it is that I am wanting to bring into my experience. So I hope that was helpful. I'd love to learn from you in terms of when you were going through this in the beginning of your personal journey, or right now even, what are your biggest challenges? What are you finding frustrates you the most? Let me know in the comments, and I'd love to hear, and I think this community would really appreciate that we can learn from each other of what are your challenges along your personal development journey. And that also gives me an idea to tailor content around that so that I can show up and support you more on your personal development journey, personal growth journey, and specifically guide you and help you through the process and navigate this journey. And because I remember going through this journey when I was trying to apply this bigger concept that people were teaching me into my specific situation, I just didn't know how to do that anyway. It was just like so frustrating. It seems simple enough, but when you go to apply it, it was just harder than it sounds. So if that is you, if that's your situation, whatever the challenge is, I'd love to hear, leave in the comments, and I'd love to here I look forward to hearing about it and supporting you further on that journey, and specifically around those challenges. Once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.